The gavel cracked against the wooden bench, silencing the courtroom. Judge Wallace peered over his glasses at the defendant, a 19-year-old standing alone at the defense table. "This is a courtroom, not a classroom," the judge said with a smirk. "Are you sure you don't want an attorney, Mr. Carter?" Daniel Carter stood tall, unshaken. "I appreciate your concern, Your Honor, but I'll be defending myself." A murmur spread through the room. A teenager, representing himself against felony charges? The prosecution's team exchanged amused glances. Assistant District Attorney Victoria Langston rose from her seat. She was a seasoned litigator, known for burying defendants with cold, hard facts. "And this one?" "He was a child." "Very well," she said, turning to the jury. "Ladies and gentlemen, this case is simple. Daniel Carter committed grand larceny, stealing over $500,000 through fraud. The evidence is overwhelming. His fingerprints are on financial documents. His account was used in a suspicious wire transfer. And we have multiple witnesses ready to testify against him." Langston gave Daniel a pointed look. "This won't take long." Judge Wallace chuckled. "I'll say." "Mr. Carter, you may proceed, though I advise you to keep your defense short." Daniel clasped his hands behind his back and paced in front of the jury, his voice calm. "You've heard the charges. You've heard the prosecution's confidence. But here's the problem," he turned, locking eyes with the jury. "They're wrong." Silence. The first crack. Langston called her first witness Alan Reeves, Daniel's former business associate. Reeves sat stiffly, avoiding Daniel's gaze. "Mr. Reeves," Langston began, "did you witness Daniel Carter committing fraud?" "Yes," Reeves said. "He manipulated financial records and authorized a wire transfer." Langston smiled. No further questions. Daniel approached the stand, hands in his pockets. "Alan, do you remember your court testimony last year?" Reeves tensed. "That's not relevant." Daniel turned to the judge. "Your Honor, I'd like to submit Exhibit A, a transcript from Mr. Reeves' prior testimony." A bailiff handed over the document. Daniel pointed to a key passage. "Last year, you swore under oath that you acted alone in an embezzlement scheme," Daniel said. "Now, suddenly, I was the mastermind?" Reeves swallowed hard. I misspoke back then." Daniel turned to the jury. "Or is he misspeaking now?" Langston stood. "Objection." Judge Wallace raised a hand. "Overruled." He glanced at Reeves. "Mr. Reeves, were you lying then, or are you lying now?" Reeves stammered, face pale. The first crack in the prosecution's case had formed. The fatal flaw. Langston quickly presented what she believed was unshakable evidence: an email sent from Daniel's account, authorizing the fraudulent wire transfer. "This," Langston declared, "proves his guilt beyond doubt." Daniel walked to the screen displaying the email. He tapped a tiny line "O."